Okay, alright, let's continue. Tuesday night. Welcome to another Tuesday night. I think we're doing it every other Tuesday now, right?
Last week was a fast.
Last week was a fast, but the week before we had.
No, we had
that
it.
we didn't have.
No, we had it.
No, we had. We didn't
No,
have.
just
We had.
didn't
We
put
didn't
video.
have.
You had, didn't put video.
Okay, fine. So I was thinking of maybe doing it every other Tuesday.
Sure.
No.
Thank you, Josh.
Hell, you just came with me.
So you're not gonna come late anymore. You're telling me. Okay, no, that's
Oh
fine.
my God.
Okay, shh. It's recording. People can hear. Shh. Which parasha are we up to? Do you know? No. Bereshit?
No, but hold on.
No. Last week was Pinhas. This week is Matot.
And then what's that?
Usually, this year's not together. There's
Why?
a leap year. Anytime there's a leap year, they're not together. Okay, before I start, does anyone have any questions? You know how it goes. You ask the question and we rip it from there. Does anyone have any questions? No? You
What is
good?
this parsha on, Rabbi?
Home run! Raviv, home run! Besides, what's this week's parsha about? It's about a lot of things actually. Any questions? Nothing? Nothing specific? Okay, everybody's saying.
Oh, I have one.
Go.
If you ate bread, let's say you're in your car, you have a slice of pizza.
Halachic question you're
I'll ask a
asking.
question, yeah. And let's say you go somewhere after, like you went to, let's say your friend's house, and they're giving food out to, like you water, whatever, chips, this, that. Do you say another bracha?
You put yourself, first of all, yes. But first of all, you put yourself in such a big problem, you have no idea. If you eat in your car, bench in your car.
Or if you didn't have time, what do you cook that slice? Like, yo, come cook it.
Bench in your car. Always.
And if you didn't?
And if you didn't, when you go to the guest house, you have to say beracha.
I said, that happened to me, so I said a bracha again,
Yeah,
then I
so-
said Birkat Hamazon after.
Yeah, you have to say beracha. Because either way, it wasn't part of the seudah. There's different categories we can break into. And you're going to a new place and so on and so forth. Okay. Parashat Matot is the last, and Matot Maseh is the last war of Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu decides to go to war with the people of Midian, the Midianites. This war is a very significant war to Klal Yisrael. But before the war, the Torah says something very, very auspicious, very weird, out of nowhere. It starts with, right after Pinchas brings down that last week Pinchas killed, 2 weeks ago he killed Zimri ben Salu and Kozbi Batsur, and then he went into Korbanot, sacrifices, and so on and so forth, which last week I had something amazing prepared, but unfortunately we couldn't have it. It says like this: Ish ki yidor neder. If a person, a man, but if a person makes a neder, what's a neder?
Promise. I swear.
A swear. La Hashem, to God. Or he shava shvua, or if he made a swear. Really, swear is a shvua. A neder is not a promise, but it's like when someone says, I'm taking something upon myself. One is a to do, one is a not to do. A neder is, I'm taking upon myself to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A swear is, I swear in the name of Kodesh Baruch Hu, I'm never going to talk to that person. That's a swear. לאסור איסור על נפשו, לא ייחל דברו ככל היוצא מפיו יעשה. He has to be careful that whatever came out of his mouth now, whatever came out of his mouth, he has to make sure it's done.
Really?
He cannot retract it.
Can't take it back.
He cannot retract it. There are halachic ramifications how you could retract it. But we're not talking about that right now.
Nether is called?
Yeah, it's called Hatarat Nedarim. When you sit amongst 3 or 7 people, or 10, when I was usually with 10, and that they would read a passage, he would say, I made a promise of A, B, C, and D, and those 10 people have the power to nullify it for you. Which I'm about to do, I think, unfortunately, myself. But that's a side point. for my hair.
Oh, you gonna cut it?
I have to take a haircut already. It's bothering me. I don't like it. No, no.
No, Rabbi, I thought we were growing up together.
Chas v'chalila, I'm not going after fashion. Now, what is this? Why? Why are you telling me this? We're right before going to Eretz Yisrael. Why do I need to know swears, neders? Let's fight. Let's go down to the Midianim. Let's call it a day. Let's devour them alive. And let's go inside Eretz HaKodesh. Why we need swear, no swear, the whole thing. There was a story. The Hasidim have a lot of stories. Always thinking, why by the Ashkenazim, they have all the stories in the world about their Rebbeim. Sfaradim, even the Ta'im, you ask them, they'll give you a story or two, maybe. Hasidim, the rabbi sneezed, what day, what time, how he did it, when he did it, and so on and so forth.
Really?
Telling you, they're like. So there was this one big mashpia, one Rebbe, Rab Simcha Bunin Mipashischa. That was his name, Rab Simcha Bunin. He went to go visit the Chayzim in Lublin, the seer from Lublin. And while he was traveling, he went into an inn. It was a far travel. He went with some of his talmidim, some of his students, and he decided to go to an inn. He is asleep for the night. In Europe, it's very cold. Even if it's in the summer, it's still Europe. He went in, and now they're hungry. They want to eat. They're traveling. So the students ask the owner of the inn, "No, what's the hashgacha? How kosher is it? How many times did you wash the greens? Are there any bugs? And is it Beit Yosef? Is it Beit Yishmael? Is it Chalav Yisrael? Is it Chalav Yishmael?" And they were going in circles and corners, which all these things are important. There was an old poor man by the fire over there trying to get warm. He looks at them and he said, "I wish you were as careful." Not I wish, he didn't say I wish, but he said, "Are you as careful with the things that come out of your mouth the same way that you're careful of things that are going into your mouth?" We live in a fake world that everything and anything that has to do with our appearance is considered gold. He has a longer beard, he has a big hat, he has a nicer suit, his watch is nicer, his house is bigger, his wife is hotter, his kids are well-mannered. What are we forgetting? We're forgetting the pnimiyut. We're forgetting our avodah, our work, our ishtadlut, our doing. What we have to do as human beings, we're forgetting. That's such a musar. The poor man knocked them out. Are you as careful of things that come out of your mouth the same way you're careful of things that go into your mouth? Rabbi say how careful we have to be when we speak, when we talk, when we communicate with others. When we talk to people, our loved ones, we think they don't care. My parents, they're not going to mind if I yell a little bit. They're my parents, or my girlfriend, or my wife, or my kids, or my workers, my co-workers. Because you think you have authority over them, you can act to them like animals. Authority means you lead by example, not you lead by force. That's not authority. That means slave owner. When you lead by force, that means you're a slave owner. When you lead by example, that means you're a leader. You're an alpha. You know how you're an alpha? When you lead by example. When you walk into that room and everyone says, "I want to be like that guy." You want to know why? Because his outside and his inside are the same. He's not just showing off. He's actually a genuine person. So many times I hear this with business people. I sit with them, young guys that have a lot of money, and they talk about other business. They're like, "Him, I'll never do business with him." Why? It's not worth it. The guy gives you such a bad vibe before he goes through a deal. It's like he thinks he's in cloud 9. This guy, on the other hand, I'll do with him business 24/7. Why? He's so easy. He's so smooth. He's so understanding. He's so reachable. He's someone that wants to grow. We are losing it. We are losing it. We are losing it as human beings. Especially in this generation, everything's about the look. Nothing's about the feeling. I'm not telling you now to be simps and to be, oh my God, I'm so sensitive with everybody. Oh, don't hurt them. What is your pronoun? I'm not talking about that nonsense. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being a human, being an Odam, being a human being, having regular manners, having a regular direction of life. You don't like something? Don't say anything. You walk away. Oh, but I have to say something, Rabbi. I have to put my knife in a little bit, so I gotta poke the person. For what? Who's benefiting? No one. No one's benefiting when you do that. A guy called me today, 34 years old. I want you to know something. I'm a very big advocate for mental health and going to therapy. Very big. I believe in that. Very, very much so. Very much. Very much. Mental health for me is number one. It's been for me number one since the beginning, since I've ever started speaking. I've always been talking about it. Even since I started working in yeshiva, as a Rebbe, as a cleaning. People don't know, I started working in Midrash Tamanachai, cleaning the floor in the toilets. I was a janitor. I don't know if you remember. Your brother definitely remembers. I was a janitor there. I used to clean the toilets for a living.
Why?
Because I wanted to leave the business I was in. The only way to get into the yeshiva world, because there was no money in the yeshiva, was to clean toilets. I said, fire your janitor, which was a goy, and I'll do it for you. And I did. And from becoming a janitor, I started talking to kids. After talking to kids, I started teaching. After teaching, I started to get more involved in the office. And now, I run the judicial studies, of course, with Rabbi Kleiman on top of me. It's a small growth, right? Mental health is very important. So this guy called me, he was 34 years old. He's divorced, he has kids, so on and so forth. He's going out with someone, and he said, I'm amazed. Why? He said, I'm dating someone that's in their 20s. And she went through a very rough life. Very. Like, imagine getting kicked out when you're early teens. Like, early teens. Extremely early teens. Getting kicked out of the house. And now that person has to live to figure out themselves. And he was telling me how the person he's going out with went through so many troubles and tribulations, so many troubles and difficulties, that she realized in order to undo all the pain that she thinks she has, is she has to figure out who she is. You see, most people, they live a life full of blame and guilt. All their life. My parents did this bad to me, my wife did this bad to me, my friend did this bad to me, God's so evil. They blame the world for everything. What does Torah teach us? Unfortunately, we need a therapist to teach us this. Now, there's two kinds of therapists. There's the 21st century therapists, which are, those people are all wrong. I'm validating how you feel. Those are not therapists. Those are someone you have to drown. Those are not therapists. A normal therapist can tell you what difficulties you had in your life and how you have to embrace it, learn from it, and to become better from it. And not to blame the world because of it. That's a good therapist.
Not to become victim?
Yeah. You are your own victim. You create yourself to be a victim. You're not a victim. You're as we call it, you're a tape recorder. You're a tape recorder. You are a computer. You collect data. That's what you do. Now with the data you have to figure out one thing. Am I going to use the data that I have and learn from the mistakes and to become better? Or am I just going to repeat the same data? You know why I stopped watching movies years ago? Because the same thing. The villain always dies. The good guy always prevails. The love story. They love each other. They break up. They figure themselves back out. And they're married again. Same scenario. Same picture. I always said, when will Marvel come out? When all the superheroes die.
They did. What's his name? Thanos killed everyone.
Okay, I don't know. I don't watch, but okay.
He did though, right?
You understand?
The next one they came back and killed them.
You see, the next one they're all coming back. You say, shh. You understand? Like this, the sequence never ends. That's our life. People that live with trauma, people that live with guilt, people that live with hate, people that live without watching their mouth because they think they have to be the ones that have to zashishat, as they say, right? Give musar to the whole world. Those people are living hell. They're living trauma their whole life. It's amazing because when I see it and I point it out, I'm amazed how I myself was once there. I see the growth of course I got out of it through learning, through mental meditation, through physical growth, learning a lot of Chassidut, a lot, an abundance amount, a lot, to the point that even when I talk to Chassidim that learn Chassidus, I'm not talking about the ones with the strangles, they barely learn Chassidus, unfortunately, right? But the ones that learn, not just one book or one sect, but by all of them, they look at me like, how do you know such information? You shouldn't really know any of this. You're too young. You look like a cuckoo. Like what's going on? But when you get down to the book's never wrong, ever. When you get down, teaching you mental health, work on one side. What is this working on your midot? Working on one side, you know what a midah is? Midah is attribute. What does it mean to work on your character traits, on your midot? You know what it means? Mind over matter. You know what it means to break your generational or your own mental trauma? Mind over matter. That's exactly what it means. Don't react. You're not a baby. Don't react. Embrace. Take in. Digest. And then spit it out better. The Torah starts with watch your mouth. Why? Because through your mouth, you can bring disaster to everyone's life.
Well, why say the F course and all this wrong?
That's nibble pen. That's a different topic. I'm not
Nasty
talking about
talk.
that. I'm not talking about that. But it is nasty. You don't want to go out on a date and the girl says, "Yo, look at him, such a I don't know, chayvon."
What up, my G?
Or
Yo, my G.
if a girl goes up to you, she starts going up, she says, "Oh, what's up, my G?" I'm telling you, they might not be red flags, but they're like, I have to think twice before I want to pursue this. But why? I tell you why. Because you don't want to get married to the ghetto. You don't want it. It's cool in the beginning. Yo, she's so down to earth. She's so chill. Yeah, until she wants to do, until you guys have to do chores in the house. You're gonna be chilling. You're like, oh, my G, you got it. You got it. What do you mean you got it? You understand? So there's also self-respect. Someone that has self-respect doesn't talk like their mouths from the garbage can.
What do you mean? He says habits. He has self-respect, but he says habits.
It's to break it.
Okay, but
Why does habits come in the first place?
Because people around. You say we're tape recorders. I hear it all day. Tape record. All day.
Correct. I have a lot of friends that cheat on their wives. They're not my friends actually. I know people that No. I know people that they cheat on their wives. Should I also cheat on my wife? God forbid. I'm a tape recorder. I'm a tape recorder.
No, I don't feel like it's
tape
as bad.
recorder.
I don't feel like it's as bad. I think
What?
she's way worse now. Saying, oh, it's not like, oh my God, what's that?
You don't see it that bad because you've fallen into yourself.
Huh?
You don't see it that bad because you yourself fall in that category.
Yeah.
Like a person that
Yeah.
cheats on his wife, and I say, you know what he's doing is bad. You know, Rabbi, it's really not that bad. It's not that bad, really. I still love my wife. I just do it because, sometimes
Exercise.
I want to do other things, It doesn't hurt. She's not in the mood. She's tired of all this crap they say, right? No, it's not. I love my wife. I'll die for my wife. All these other bees, right? I don't care if they die tomorrow. Ask a guy that smokes all day or does like that. That's not that bad. What are you talking about? You'll enjoy it once you try it. It's not that bad. There has to be the Torah Hakdosha made a concept. It's called Gedarim. What's Gedarim? Fences. Why did it make fences? Do you want to know why? So you don't start thinking that if you go a little bit out, it's also okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. Because today it's yo, what's up my G, and then what's up my N, and before you know it, easy, and they're cursing, nibble pin, left and right. You know who learns? You know who catches? You know who catches it? Small little Yeshuas that one day are going to be born. Daddy does it. Nowadays they say daddy, but Abba does it, Papa does it, why can't I do it? Mama does it, why can't I do it? They'll never say it. It's a subconscious. It's subconsciously recorded in your brain. And it feeds off to your children. And if you don't break these habits, I swear on my life. You think I care about your life? Why are you swearing on your own life? I'm swearing on my mother. I don't care about you nor your mother. Stop swearing. Why you? What's this habit? At Baruch Hashem, I don't see it as often as I used to. But what's this habit of I swear on you? I swear. You know what it is to give a neder? You know what it is to give a?
Oh, my mother.
To give a neder, there was a Tana in the Gemara, I forgot the name. When he passed away, he had a couple students. Each one of his students took upon themselves one of the stringencies of the Rebbe. One of them took that he won't look out of his 4 amot, of his 4 to 6 feet around him. After a while, the rabbi said, I can't do this. I can't always look down and walk. You know what he did? He took 2 hot nails and he poked his eyes out. Wow, he's fanatic. Hatar Nidarim he could have done, right? He could have broke his vow. No. Because they knew when something comes out of your mouth, you're actually creating things. You know, your mouth is the pay, right? How do you write a pay? Pay and hey. If you look at it, they're very similar. They have a full letter and then they have a connecting, right? Your pay can work 2 ways. Either it can be like a pay or it can be like a hey. Either whatever it connects fully, like the pay, or it's like the hey, you always leave it aside. When your mouth is not kadosh, when your mouth is not holy, when your mouth is not used properly, automatically what happens, you're creating klipot, you're creating negativity, you're creating a bad aura, a bad vibe. And you can feel this with some people. You can feel it. That's why music is very important. Anything that comes out out of your mouth. Put a guy in a cell, put 2 guys in a cell. This guy will listen to rock and roll, this one will listen to rap. The guy after a month that listens to rock and roll is going to want to put makeup and look like a retarded. And the guy over there is going to put his pants half down. What happened? Why put your pants half down? I was in Uzbekistan with a friend with one of my wife's relatives. And he's used to his pants half down. The Uzbek goes to him, says, pick up your pants over here, that's disrespectful. The goy needed to tell this Yehudi, pick up your pants in this country. If you do that, that's disrespectful. Where have we gone in this country, with our own families? We think it's okay to verbally abuse people. It's okay to verbally kill people. You're killing people when you don't say things right. I don't need to give you examples. I need to give you an example. We don't need to look too far. We just need to look at home. We don't need to look too far. We just need to look at our own house. How certain decisions that were done in your life were done because of verbal abuse, which causes mental abuse, which causes major depression. Why? Because we weren't taught how to use our mouths properly. We weren't taught properly. And that's why we come to this shiur to learn how to use our mouths properly. I was talking to this topic here before. You can convince anyone to do anything if you know how to formulate it properly with your mouth. The problem is we don't know how to communicate. We lost touch with our mouths because of this. Because of this, we lost touch with our mouths. Give me an example, Yoshua.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah.
I'm working at camp.
Yes.
I'm a parent. Now we have this little kid. He's a very tough, wild kid. With him, you know how hard he is. You can tell him nicely, this way. You can never get to him.
What is this
With
kid
love,
like? Forget this. What is this kid like?
Let's play this phone.
I know, Rabbi. You have to break.
See, give me a second. And I love this kid. I genuinely love the kid.
Break him out of local. How much?
It's hard for me to actually care.
Don't get me wrong. That sometimes works for some people, but it doesn't work as much as you think it
No, in
does.
this case, I'm telling you.
No, because you can't handle it.
No, you could once. I promise.
No, you can't handle the kid, so that's what you're saying. Just slam out of
No, but out of love.
What does that mean?
The Torah says don't hit your child, but it's out of hate, right? Out of love, you're trying to help.
Where does it say that you can hit your child out of love? It doesn't say that.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. I know what it says, but that's not what it
You know
says.
what does it say?
It doesn't say that.
What does it say, Rabbi?
It doesn't say that.
Long story short is that. I don't know the exact verse.
No. Listen. Okay. Let's go back to the scenario. I wanna go. You do you. He needs you, but he's looking at you. Save me. Listen, Yoshua. What is this kid like?
He likes to play basketball 2K on his phone. That's pretty what he likes.
He likes 2K basketball.
He likes to fight. He likes to fight.
He likes to
Loves
fight.
to fight.
He likes.
Loves it.
Can I ask you a
He lives for
question?
fighting.
Can I ask you a
He's
question?
running against a kid.
What doesn't he listen to you?
When he comes, just smacks the kid. Just smacks someone. He doesn't care. It's fun for him.
Did you ever wrestle with him?
Yes. Like it, like love.
Does
yeah.
he like to wrestle with you?
Yeah.
Does he look forward to wrestling with
Yeah,
you?
he fights stuff to beat so I can.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Does he look forward to wrestling with you?
Yes.
Monitor his behavior and rewarded by you wrestling with him.
So I tell him that if you want to wrestle, there's that. Then wait.
Monitor his behavior through you wrestling with
Give me
him.
an example.
He comes into camp, he smacks someone, right? Hard, beats him up. You don't say anything. Towards the middle of the day, he's gonna want to wrestle with you. You're gonna tell him, I want to talk to you about something. Wrestling has to do with self-control. Has to do with tactic. Has nothing to do with you going up to someone and smacking them. You have to introduce to him the differentiation. You have to introduce to him the differentiation between positive force and negative force. And you have to connect it with positive thinking and negative thinking. He's looking forward to wrestling with you. Anytime he does something negative, he doesn't even need to ask you. Well, you don't need to even tell him. When it comes to between you and him, not today. I don't think you deserve it. I wanted to teach you a new technique today, but I don't think you deserve it today. We'll try again for tomorrow. What did you just do? Two things. You didn't downgrade him. What's downgrading him? You see him get smacking the kid. Hey, what are you doing? You're such an animal. What's wrong with you? I'm gonna call your parents. What did you just do to the kid? Nothing. You just made him have more hate. You just killed him. He's looking forward for that. Oh, he did what he did. Not nice. He wants to have fun and reward with you. Stop. Have fun with me. You need to earn it. If you don't earn it, you don't receive it. What did you just do right there? You taught this kid many lessons. And it's not going to work the first day. It's not going to work the second day. And then suddenly you wrestle with another kid. And you make him watch. And you see how much fun he's having with you, and he's going to want to join. And second, you got to earn that. You got to earn that. If you don't earn it, you don't get it.
And now what if he starts hitting me because he wants to wrestle?
No. No.
Now what do I do?
You don't react. When you react, why do women, listen to this, why do women that always nag continue it? You want to know why? Because they know that's what ticks off their husband.
Oh,
If a man wouldn't get ticked off, she would stop nagging. It's like a dog. I'm not comparing woman to dog. I'm not comparing man to dog. And I'm not comparing kids to dogs. A dog, how do you train it? You reward positive behavior.
You also got to show who's alpha.
You reward positive behavior. When you reward positive behavior, automatically what happens? You're giving that dog new cycle of life. When he wants to test you who's alpha, then yes, that's when you do one-on-one. But other than that, you don't need to beat up an animal.
What do you know is testing your health?
When he starts to, I don't want to do the faces, but starts to like ready to fight with you. That sound, like he's willing to bite you, and you have to give it to him. You have to show him that you are in control here. You have to show. Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're not getting into dogs and stuff like that right now. I'm not getting it. I'm talking to you about how things have to be properly formulated, and through the proper formulation, you can get anything and anyone to do whatever you desire.
Okay, in that scenario,
Oh, finally.
Right, will come.
if he continues to hit other kids every single day, you're not supposed to have a response. He's going to get fired.
No, he does have a response, but his response is not a direct response. You know, sometimes, where do kids with bad behavior come from? You know where it comes from?
Oh, no, I don't think so in this case.
You know where this?
It's an angel at home. That's the funny part.
No, he's not an angel. He's mentally abused at home. You're not
That's
listening.
Sauce family, really.
I see a lot of families. Listen to me. Listen to me carefully. You know where this comes from? He's mentally getting abused. He's taking out all that anger and pain at others. There's a key here. Bullies are only bullies because they were bullied. Energy and coming and smacking someone is two different
That's
things.
the way he expresses himself.
No! He expresses it because that's how he learned how to express himself. That's exactly my point. This is not kavsut what you're doing now. You're giving him like kavsut, you're giving him the benefit of the doubt. This is not called benefit of the doubt. This is called bad behavior patterns that you must break. You must break it. You understand? For example, I have kids, right? When my kid starts to whine, when she goes or when he goes to the crib, right? There's many methods. But if at the end of the day you're not going to be a softie and take out that kid, you know what's going to happen? The kid's going to learn. When you're in that crib, you're quiet and you go to bed.
So you don't be a softie with him, or you do?
You don't. You explain nicely, even though it's 2 years old. Abba, I love you. You have to go to bed. It's bedtime now. No matter how big the temper tantrum is,
He has to go to bed.
he's going to bed. He's not coming out.
Take him and put him in bed with me?
No, when the kid starts whining inside the bed already, screaming, the whole world is going. You leave it alone.
What about the mother?
1 day, 2 day, 3 day. Already after the third day, you know what happens?
Boom.
That's it. It's done. It's finished.
No hitting, no.
You don't need to hit.
And what
At
about
that
your
age,
wife?
not yet.
Okay, that's another problem. You have to take her also to bed. You put her to sleep, and then you put the baby to sleep. If she's a softie, you figure it out. There's many ways how to work. Being a softie is not the key in raising parents. You don't raising kids. You don't raise good kids by being a softie.
Remember, you love
You-
your soft spot.
you-
You have a soft spot already. It's your kid.
Yeah, I know. I also have soft spots.
Hey,
But my soft spot is for the benefit of the kid, not for the pleasure of the kid. The pleasure of the kid is right now he wants to leave and sleep somewhere else or to do trouble. The benefit of the kid is for him to get his rest and to make sure he's going to go to sleep on time and wake up on time. That's the benefit of the kid. You're confusing between what's right and what's emotionally right. We're not talking about this. We're talking about what's right now. Right now, I got to study for an exam, but I don't feel like it. I don't want to. It's too hard. So you'll fail. You will fail. So you study. It's very simple. Why don't we do it? Because we think to be nice means to have only a smile and to act retarded and think we're Hasidic. We're not Hasidic. That doesn't make you Hasidic. If Rav Nachman ben Breslov would come right now from the grave, this moment, you wouldn't be too happy. If the Baal Shem Tov would be up right now, maybe he'd be happy. But that's beside the point. I tell you why, Rav Nachman, because they're saying things in his name and they're doing opposite. People don't learn the Likutei Maran and they say they do things in his name. But I don't want to talk about it right now. You have to understand. Shomer pivul shonor, shomer mitzarat nafsho. Says it straight inside the Tehillim. Whoever watches his mouth watches from the pains that will come out. You want to have a good life? Watch your mouth. Siyag lechokhma shtika. You want to acquire knowledge? Shut your mouth. Always be scared of the guy that's the quietest in the room. Always. That's the key. The key is to find who's the quietest. Because the one that's the quietest is usually the one that's listening to everything.
so it's just sneaky sometimes. Right?
Sneaky, not sneaky. It's your interpretation. Okay, we're not talking about this right
Yeah,
now.
what's wrong with the Shiva?
You understand?
What's
You
wrong
understand?
with
Okay, that's
We're
one
talking
part.
about
The other part of this parasha goes
it?
into
Because-
the other part of this parasha goes into something very, very important. The Jews decided to go to fight the Midianites. Okay.
What do they call in English terms?
Midianites.
Really?
We don't know who they are now. This is talking about biblical times. The Midianites, everyone knew after this war, Moshe Rabbeinu is going to pass away. Because this was the last war
For Israel.
before going into Eretz Israel, not Israel.
Eretz Israel.
Eretz Israel. Don't confuse
Wait,
Zionism to Judaism.
Wait, so they know, so they knew that he had expiration date, that Hashem didn't allow him?
Yes.
He told them?
They knew that after the war of Midian, there's Eretz Israel, and everyone knew he's not going into Eretz Israel.
But how did they know?
You don't know geography, right?
No, but how did they know he wasn't allowed to go?
Oh, they all knew that. He said it to them.
Oh.
He said it to them. Because of you, I cannot go into the Eretz Israel. Everyone knew this.
He said because of you?
Yeah.
Was it because of them? Wasn't it his fault?
It depends how you look at it. If Moshe said it, Moshe said it. Okay, so the Jews knew if Moshe Rabbeinu is going to go into Eretz Israel, done. No more Moshe Rabbeinu. So they didn't advocate for this war. They didn't want this war. Why? They wanted Moshe Rabbeinu to stay as long as possible. Moshe Rabbeinu had to do a draft to get soldiers to fight this war. He needed a draft. Because they knew, listen, he's gonna pass away now. And we have to go into Eretz Israel. What's in Eretz Israel? Does anyone know?
Giants.
Work. You have to work. What's going on in the desert?
Everything's good.
Life's good. Life's good! Telling me now I gotta go inside a land that I have to go kill people. Not only do I have to kill people, you're gonna make me now be a farmer? You're gonna make me be not only a farmer, a shepherd? I have to take care of sheep and cattle? What kind of nonsense is this? I like it here. It's Gucci. Why don't you want to get married? Rabbi, I'm chilling, Rabbi. Rabbi, I'm chilling. I'm my own boss. Rabbi, what do I need, Rabbi? I need to do averot. They're very easy to get. I need someone to clean my room. $50. I need food. Go to the deli. To get married, Rabbi. You lost your. Who does this? I gotta spend time. I gotta spend my money. I'm locked down. Just put a collar on my neck, Rabbi. I'm good. Just put the collar down. I don't need to get married. Just put it down. You know how many of those I get a day? People tell me this. It's true.
They're crazy.
You know why it's true?
They're crazy.
They're crazy?
Yes. They're really crazy. Sorry. It's true.
Oh, the truth is that they're crazy. But are they right?
They're always right.
Who's right?
Girls always right.
That's
What
not
does
I asked
girls
you.
have to
I'm
do?
so confused right now.
Saying like why we don't want to get married? Because some want to do right? Because we're chilling.
No,
Guys-
somehow-
I'm talking about guys.
Yeah.
Also girls, they both say the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm saying why guys don't want to get married? Because they're crazy. The women.
No.
No,
Yes, that's what
it's
they're saying.
No,
That's what
he's saying because he wants to be around. He wants to get up any girl. Why settle down with one?
That's yeah.
It's not doing being
No,
crazy.
no,
Because
he
you can
doesn't
sleep one
want
night.
to. He doesn't want to settle. He doesn't
Yeah.
want to work.
Because they put a collar. Because they're
No.
crazy.
No, you put a
No.
collar because he's like a sabato, like a dog.
Yeah.
that he
No.
built. What are you talking about?
Is that why? Who said someone puts a collar on anything?
You just said it. You just said it.
No, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about how people think.
Yeah. Because it's what women do.
No,
No, they
it's
don't.
Woman, Josh. What is it the woman?
You know which men think that way? Whoosh. You know what that means? If you're whipped, that's the way you think.
Never had to go for it.
You're whipped.
Never had to go for it.
You're whipped.
To what?
Because so in that case, why do you think that way? Why do you think that way? If that's the case.
Just see it. See a lot.
Oh, you see things. Don't believe everything you see.
You
Don't
blind
believe
sweetheart.
everything
You
you
can't
see.
see this.
Okay, stop. Let me say it.
No, shh. Don't believe everything you see.
You're right.
Shh.
You blind.
Don't believe everything you see. It's not true. I'm gonna connect what I'm saying now to what I said before. A marriage or a relationship that's A marriage and a relationship that is failing or that's not working out is because they're still living the traumatic experiences that they absorbed as children. That they didn't and they're not willing to grow up from. Where do bad character traits come from? I'm a very big advocate of nature and nurture. In the psychology world, there's a big machloket.
Nature is a nurture.
Is it nature or is it nurture? I think it's nature and nurture.
Combination of
It's
both.
a both. What's nature and what's nurture? I have a lot of notes on this specific topic. A lot. Like, you know those five-star notebooks? 5-star one, not the other thing with the dividers of 5 different.
Yeah.
I like 6 of them just on this topic. Back and forth pages.
Read a book about it.
Nature or nurture? Some people say it's your nature, the way you were born. You have certain character traits when the day you're born, and that's it. Some say it's nurture. It's how you were brought up, what you saw. I think it's both. The Torah teaches us that it's both. A person is born with certain teva, with certain natures, with certain characteristic traits. And then, through your nurtureness, you get to develop those character traits. Those character traits get developed into what kind of human being you are going to be. Your job as an adult, as a mature young buck, your job is to take your nature and nurture, which is who you are in essence, and to shine it to a positive. Make it glow into something that's attractive, not to people, but to you. There are many times that sometimes when you do certain things, you look back at it and say, I was such an idiot for doing that. Why did I have to say that? Why did I have to act like that? That comes from what? From not working on your midot, not working on your nature and nurture. So when you come and say, all of the girls are like this or all of the guys are like this, you're right, they're all like that. God created us in the mental mind of an animal. He did. We have desires like animals. That's why when you get married, you overlook all the bad midot and you only look at what's her cup size and how big is her tuchas. Don't lie to me. You can lie to somebody else. You can't lie to me. I don't give a damn who you are. That's the only thing men look at. 99% of men.
We don't like. You don't like to say we don't like the girl's personality at all.
You like if she vibes with you, but you don't know her real personality. I know people that have been going out for years. They get married, they get divorced after half a year. What happened? It didn't work out. What the heck does that mean? You guys knew each other for years. Oh, she acts like this. Oh, you didn't see it until then? What happened? You know what kind of personality you like? The vibe of personality. You know how I know this? Because if you're gonna be vibing with a girl, right? And she looks good. But sometimes, just sometimes, once in a while, just a little bit, she'll speak over you, you'll let it go. I promise you'll let it go. You won't look at it like, ooh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. I'm not saying you shouldn't marry such a person. Because you should. So what am I getting with? This is what I'm getting with. A husband and a wife have the obligation and the ability to fix each other. How come most marriages, they don't fix each other? Because they're too busy and fighting each other instead of building each other.
Everything's very aggressive.
You're not listening. Don't always say negative after a punchline. Listen. They're too busy. Couples are too busy fighting each other instead of building each other. Do you want to know what the difference is? Very simple. When an argument or a situation comes out, there's a scenario. and a husband or a wife points out certain things that they don't find that they like or that bothers them, if the other person in the relationship starts to be in a defense mode and saying, how about you? Or I don't like this, automatically you guys are fighting and you're not building. But if the scenario comes with a certain issue on hand, and the person says, I understand. I need to work on myself. I need help to work on myself. Let's get help to work on ourselves. Automatically, what are you doing? You're building. You're building. Is the person that's telling you there's an issue, is he perfect or is she perfect? No. No one said they're perfect because they're not. But when you're willing to grow, the other person automatically wants to grow as well. But if you have a marriage and they're married for 30 years and they have the same fights for 30 years, it's so embarrassing. I walk into people's houses, I want to cry. I say, you guys are fighting about this thing for how long? Since the beginning of our marriage. And they're married for 30 years. They have grandkids. I look at them like, you're stupid. You guys need help. You guys are still living with problems that you walked into this marriage. You need to understand, this is not a principe relationship. This is not a competition marriage. You're married, right? You share the same bed, right? When you live together, you unite as one, right? Biology, right? You unite as one and you form and create. You know what are you creating? You're creating life. You're creating a new DNA that was never brought existing in this world. And instead of formulating and bringing it love and bringing it peace and bringing it also restriction and also things that need to be given, you know what you're doing? You're passing your crap onto them. It's called generation of trauma. Until someone doesn't break it and someone doesn't work on themselves, it will never break. That's why you look at a kid and you look at the father, usually they're very the same. Until what happens? Until you find that kid that said, I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to be like my parents, but I'm going to be only the positive of my parents. I'm not going to be the negative. I'm not going to be the negative. I'm not going to discipline my kids because I want to do what's good for me. I'm going to do it because what's good for them. Do you understand? That's what Moshe Rabbeinu was saying to the Jews then. We're going to war. You don't want me to die? It's all good and dandy. But this is not about me. This has nothing to do with me. That's to do with God. God wants us to go. We're going. We're fighting. I have to die? No problem. That means my job is done. Next chapter of the page. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's fight. Let's fight and defeat and conquer. How come people don't change? Because changing is work.
Yeah.
Changing means I have to find the negative in me and fix it. Changing means I gotta listen. I need to communicate. Changing means I want to grow. Changing means sometimes you gotta go to a therapist. Yeah, if the husband and wife can't figure it out together, they can't realize it, they can't learn, they can't grow. Your therapist should be your wife, and your wife's therapist should be you. And like this you grow, and like this you grow. And like this you grow. But if you can't, sometimes you need to bring someone in between to help you guys grow.
It's hard to give it all to them. Like freedom and aggressive.
No, you're not understanding. Giving in. No, wrong. You're not listening. You're deaf. You cleaned your ears? You took a shower today? Did you take a shower today?
Yeah.
Do you use a Q-tip? No. Do I need to donate a box of Q-tips to you? Q-tip, clean. Bavaksha, not I'll give you the candle, you put the fire, it sucks it all out. Listen carefully, you're not listening. I'm not joking with you. Once you say, I can't give in all the time, that is a failed marriage. Marriage is not about giving in. Marriages are not about giving in. Marriage is about understanding and compromising. Because even though I don't like something, and she does, but I know it's for the best, I'm willing not to give in, but to compromise and say, you're right. And vice versa. If there are certain things that she sees and I see another eye and the scenarios on the table, automatically what happens? She gives in. You want to know why? Because it's not always I'm right and you're always wrong. That's the stupidest thing in the world. How does that make sense? That's a dictatorship. That's North Korea. That's not a marriage. Do you understand? It's called building together, building together, building together. That's a marriage. And when you have that, I promise you. Unfortunately, the girls nowadays, the young girls and the young guys, don't understand this concept. They don't understand this whole thing. They have no clue about it. So they get married and they live miserable for the rest of their lives. And they get divorced and they think if they're going to marry someone else, it's going to be better. No, it's not. It's going to be the same thing. It's all over again. It's all over again. But you know what the difference is the second time? Since you messed up the first time, you have to shut your mouth the second time. Unless you're really crazy, you get divorced the third time. And then fourth time. And then what are you?
Really
You're the community zone, unfortunately.
No, it's all of us.
Of course up to you. Of course up to you. Change is in your hands. Growth is in your hands.
Then why do we feel whenever, let's just say, I'm not saying I was really good, I'm saying why does a guy or a girl feel that whenever he's doing his part, he always feels like the other person's not doing their part? Why do we feel that?
Because there's no communication.
So how do we make that to be? That we
When you get
understand that
married,
to be?
we'll discuss this, but I'm going to give you a small tidbit for the ones that do watch. A couple has to spend time every single day together. Every single day, 30 minutes.
A married couple or
married?
a dating couple?
Dating should not date more than 3 to 4 months.
Thank you, Ellie.
Not more than 3 to 4 months. More than 3 to 4 months, you know what you're doing? You're building bad habits. You're building clinginess. You're building expectation. That's what breaks marriages. Oh, you were with me 24/7 when we were dating. Now that we're married, you're never with me. Whose fault is that? Your fault. Why? You want to know why? Because you instilled with her that you're going to be 24/7 with her. That's wrong. That is wrong. I'm not telling you not to be with her. Be with her as much as you can. But there's life, there's work, there's school, there's jobs, there's communication. Oh, why are you not home? I'm at work. Oh, you finished work 5 minutes ago. Okay, like relax, like take it easy. So what happens when you date for too long? You build clinginess and expectations that are not realistic. Oh, it was realistic when we were going out. Yeah, because when you're going out, everyone's on haywire. Everyone is, everyone is just, they just want to just do things that married people do. So they think the more they spend time together, the healthier it is. Like idiots. So how do you break that? When you get married, every night, minimum 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Brother, we have nothing to talk about. We speak all day on the phone. No problem. I have something what you can tell her. How much you appreciate her. How grateful she's in your life. And vice versa. How much she appreciates you. And how grateful she feels that you are in his life. These things build, it's called Godween. They build a sense of wanting. They build a sense of desire. But what do you think tefillah is, guys? What do you think davening to Hashem is? This is davening to Hashem. How do you find the love to God? People don't know that they're so far. They're teaching Chassidus. Every day I see new videos. The guy doesn't know between right and left. What is Chassidus? Chassidus was brought down to this world for one reason only. A person should find a attachment, a connection with God. The ultimate connection and attachment with God is through tefillah, through prayer. When a person just prays just to do his time because he feels he's in jail and he has to do his obligation, he just right now at that moment missed the purpose of prayer. Prayer is for one purpose, is to connect to your God, connect to Hashem, connect and share how you feel, express how you feel, tell him every detail of your life. Oh, but he knows everything, yeah. But it's still different when you hear it from him and then when you know it. It's like having a kid or having a worker. You know the worker messed up. You know he messed up. So you ask him, is there anything different that happened today? If he's going to say, yeah, listen, I messed up A, B, C, D.
That's good.
You know what happens automatically? You calm down 10 times.
And you respect him too.
You want to know why? because you realize he's not doing things behind my back. He's open. But if you know there's a worker that's doing things, he missed a shipment or he missed a delivery tomorrow, what happens? You bug out. You're lying. Why didn't you tell me? And then you start building stories in your head. Maybe he's stealing from me. You build this whole thing. That's tefillah. Rabbi said, in a nutshell, tefillah is God saying, let's have a relationship.
But he doesn't talk back, literally, physically.
What?
He doesn't talk back literally.
He talks back physically, mamash b'mushuto. Every single second that you walk, you breathe, you talk, you see things that happen in your life, is him talking to you. It's even greater. He doesn't need to talk. He shows it to you. Right. Any questions before we end?
In that example,
Which one for you?
the one with the employee,
Yes.
are you saying we're the employee?
No. You're the boss.
Okay, so how does that correlate?
With God? With tefillah? Because when you, the same way how you as a boss want to feel like I trust more, I have an openness, same thing towards God. God is the boss, we're the worker. When we open up, how much is he going to feel towards us?
So we are the employee.
We are. No.
So the worker.
We're the employee in the mashal of prayer. But in the mashal of a worker with being a business owner, you're the owner. Because I can't tell you, oh, you're an employee, you know how when you tell your owner how you feel, you don't feel how the owner feels.
As a boss, you know.
As a boss, you feel how the employee right now is to you. So, kal v'chomer, over more so, how does God feel when we open up? Do you understand? So what?
He's like that.
Now we have to take that to, does God feel? It doesn't. We're not going to get into this right now. God feels or not feels. Do we believe in that or not? Of course he does. I'm not going to get into what does God mean. We're talking about not the insult. We're talking about Zoom. I'm not going to get into this right now. Different parts of feeling, different feelings, and different missions. Rabbi Sai, I want you to understand one thing. Please work on yourselves. Please, this shiur goes on YouTube. If you know someone that can benefit from it, share the link. There are people that need help. People are scared to ask for help. People that want shiur, you send it to, you can save these people's lives.
And it was personal because you
Understand?
He doesn't.
Baruch Adonai Le'olam.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Rabbi Asher Gadaev. Thank you.